Hey family, welcome to Put Your Dukes Up Reactions. We got another one here for you. You gotta stay simply translate to, you gotta stay ready so you don't have to get ready. We got another one here. Um Young lady a little hot about getting her new Jaguar hit. And the brother accidentally hit her car. He wanted to pay for it. But I ain't gonna say no more. We're gonna get into it right now together. Let's go.
Like that. Why would you fuck me a window like that, no nigga?
What a po-po's at?
Hey,
So messy.
you just broke my window. You don't have no damage to your car.
She was screaming, "Why would you break my window?" And then the suspect put his hands up and was like, "I'll pay to get it fixed. How much do you want?" And she said, "I don't want your money. I want your life."
47-year-old Sharita Barber spent her days inside the trenches of Milwaukee's broken systems, a social worker clocking in at 9 to 5 to hold together families that were already splintering at the seams. While most people scroll past stories of foster kids, evictions, and shelters with a quick, "That's sad," and a swipe of the thumb, Sharita was the one walking into the chaos. She listened to the cries. She filed the paperwork. She stood in courtrooms. She tried to stitch up wounds the system created and then pretended it didn't. The kind of job that will hollow you out if you let it. The kind of job that makes grown people go home and sit in silence. But where others would have burned out, Sharita leaned in. Pain wasn't something she ran from. It was something she tried to fix. And then at 5 p.m., the social worker clocked out and the glam stepped in. Sharita was a grown woman with 2 grown children, and she wore that freedom like a designer label. Hair laid, nails sharp enough to cut through nonsense, designer bags swinging from her arm like trophies. She didn't just get dressed. She assembled herself, head to toe, intentional. And when she decided to upgrade her ride, she didn't ease into practicality. No modest sedan, no sensible SUV. She pulled up in a red Jaguar truck, loud, sleek, and unapologetic. A kind of car that doesn't whisper wealth, it announces it. It matched her energy. Flashy, polished, unbothered. She drove it like she earned every inch of it, because she did. Online, Sharita wasn't just the exhausted social worker. She was the traveler, the brunch regular, the concert goer, the woman who understood that if you spend your days drowning in other people's trauma, you better pour yourself something glittering at night. So when rapper Boss Mandilo came to perform at Landmark Credit Union Arena in Milwaukee on February 28th, it wasn't some random outing. It was another memory loading, another night to dance, another post, another life is good moment. It was supposed to end with tired feet and ringing ears. Instead, it ended with flashing lights. Her red Jag wouldn't be the only thing damaged that night. Welcome to the American Crime Femicide channel. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for future uploads.
You want to be alone? Left me so wrong, but like, I'm trying to be this sailor. Okay, that night shit.
At 10:43 p.m., Sharita was smiling into her phone. The video she posted that night, hair laid, face glowing, energy high, showed a woman who had clocked out of the trauma and clocked into joy. She was grinning while filming, excited, dressed fly like she always was. The concert lights bounced off her glam like she was the main character. If you didn't know what happened next, you'd swear this was just another Milwaukee night in Sharita's highlight reel. Another memory. Another outside moment. Another post to add to the collection of trips, dinners, designer, and living. But life doesn't send warning notifications. As she drove away from the concert, her night took a turn that no filter could fix. A car carrying several people rear-ended her red Jaguar truck. Just like that, metal on metal, ego on ego, adrenaline on 10. What should have been a routine fender bender, exchange information, call insurance, curse a little under your breath, became something else entirely. Sharita didn't stay inside the safety of her luxury SUV. She grabbed her gun, and she jumped out. Now pause right there, because this is where her happy ending takes a turn for the worse.
You might not hit my shit like that. Why would you hit my shit like that? Hey, why you making it seem like you got damage, so nigga? Hey, why would you hit my car like that? Why would you fuck me window like that, no nigga? What a po-po's at?
Hey,
So messy.
you just broke my window.
Ooh,
You don't have
shit.
no damage to your car.
Ooh.
What you think this is, so nigga? Hey, you just damaged the Jaguar, bitch ass nigga.
It ain't no fun.
Pistol in hand.
The same woman who had been laughing minutes earlier was now outside her vehicle, gun in hand. Witnesses say she confronted the people in the other car. Words were exchanged. Tempers flared. And instead of cooling down, the situation caught fire. Sharita reportedly waved the gun and made threats after her vehicle was damaged. The red Jag that had symbolized success and leveling up was now the centerpiece of a street confrontation.
I'm sorry. It did not take all that for her to jump out the car with a pistol in her hand. Because somebody hit your car? Some insurance could have took care of? I mean, that's crazy. She's screaming at the man talking about you can't pay for this and all that. Oh man, 47. We got to do better. We just got to mature.
And here's the brutal truth nobody likes to sit with. When you introduce a weapon into an already tense situation, you don't control how it ends anymore. Witnesses on the scene said Sharita was shot several times by the very people she confronted. Not once, not twice, several times. And then those individuals got back into their car and drove off, leaving chaos behind them like tire smoke. Someone nearby tried to resuscitate her. They tried, hands pressing down, voices yelling, panic in the air, but it was unsuccessful.
That's why they left. They ran her.
That's my wife. She's a nurse.
That's what's up.
She's trying to help over there.
Oh my God. It just had to happen.
Others dialed 911, reporting the shooting in frantic detail.
Need to hurry up, man. We right here by the landmark.
Right in front of me. I have it all on my dash cam and some on my phone of them driving away.
Man, she trying to say that girl, man. She trying to say that girl. She probably about 30.
In her 20s.
No, she about 30. Man, they trying to save her, man. They trying to save that girl, man. Man, dude,
What do you want? Sir.
Okay.
No, they're trying to do CPR on her. There's a couple of people trying to help her. Two ladies trying to help her do CPR.
Man,
Is she breathing?
man,
No, I don't know. It doesn't look like it.
No, she's not.
yeah,
No,
she
I don't
gone.
believe she is.
She gone, man. He shot her too many times. He shot
The
her.
man shot her, then he walked right up to her and shot her like 7 more times, point blank range, while she was laying on the ground.
Yeah, she
And then
gone.
backed up into a car and then tore off and running her over.
Yeah, she gone, man. She gone. She
I
put
have it all on video.
her gun right there too. Her gun. She put that gun out though.
Yeah, there's a police officer right here.
By the time the sirens swallowed the block, it was already over. Sharita's red Jaguar sat in the street with the doors open, lights still on, while its owner lay lifeless on the pavement. The same woman who had spent years helping families survive crisis was now the center of one. When news first hit social media, the narrative was simple. A hardworking social worker, a mother, shot after a concert. The post framed it like a random act of violence. like she was simply a victim of senseless chaos. And initially, that's the version that spread, fast, emotional, clean. But then the video surfaced, and the story got complicated. The footage of Sharita waving the gun and threatening to kill the people who damaged her car shifted public opinion almost overnight. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a woman being shot. It became about escalation, about decisions made in seconds that can't be undone in lifetimes. A witness who wasn't involved later gave an interview to the news, sharing their perspective. They described the scene as dangerous from the moment the weapon came out. They weren't defending the shooters, but they made it clear. The situation intensified when Sharita stepped out armed and angry.
She was screaming, "Why would you break my window?" And then the suspect put his hands up and was like, "I'll pay to get it fixed. How much do you want?" And she said, "I don't want your money. I want your life." And then she was pointing the gun at the man, but also since we were walking on the sidewalk and that's where they were located, she was also pointing it directly at all of us innocent bystanders.
And that's the uncomfortable gray area. By the morning of March 1st, the story had made its rounds online. Milwaukee was talking. Comment sections were split between sympathy and criticism, and Sharita's family, now forced into a nightmare they didn't choose, stepped forward to speak about the loss they were experiencing.
Less than an hour after recording this Facebook Live at the Boss Bandilo concert Saturday night, Milwaukee police say 47-year-old Sharita Barber took her last breath just after 11:30 p.m.
My literal one call, that's all.
Jermika is Barbara's younger sister. We agreed not to show her face due to privacy concerns.
My sister was everything to me, Miss Bria. To me and my kids, and to her children, she was every single thing.
Investigators say Barber was shot multiple times near the intersection of Velar Phillips and State. She had just left a concert at the newly opened Landmark Credit Union live venue. Video circulating online shows her involved in an altercation after getting into a car accident.
My sister, she loved nice things. So once we saw red Jag truck, we already knew. This is Milwaukee, Wisconsin we live in. This is not the first person to be killed over a fender bender.
Jermika is remembering Barber as a proud mother of two, a social worker who cared deeply for her community, and a sister who was looking after her nephew.
She was caring for him so that he could finish his senior year of high school, so that he didn't have to move to a new city.
She says what matters most right now is finding out who pulled the trigger.
We trust in a God, an almighty God, and God will do what needs to be done.
You could hear it in their voices. Grief doesn't care about public opinion. Grief doesn't scroll comments. Grief just sits heavy in the chest. They spoke about who she was to them. Not the viral clip, not the confrontation, but their Sharita, the mother, the provider, the woman who showed up. Days later, authorities announced that 2 people had been arrested, with the possibility of more arrests to come. Justice, at least on paper, appeared to move quickly. Meanwhile, her family held a balloon release. Cameras captured the gathering, tears, hugs, floating colors against a gray Wisconsin sky. And even there, in their pain, they acknowledged that Sharita's actions leading up to the shooting were part of the story.
Sharita, we gonna miss you so very much.
Tuesday night, Barber's family honoring her life near her old stomping grounds at 24th and Vienna. The vigil happening as Milwaukee police confirmed 2 arrests in the case. A 26-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman are both now in custody.
Does that bring you any closure knowing that people have been arrested for this? Closure? I mean, the life is gone. We won't get the life back.
Rosalind Gray is Barber's aunt. She says her niece had just left a concert when she was involved in a fender bender that tragically became a fatal shooting.
Sharita, being the humane person that she was and professional, was just possibly a little upset about having her window broken out.
She acknowledged that some footage leading up to the shooting appeared to show Barber with a gun.
She used the weapon as a tool to protect herself from multiple people, not to hurt someone.
Gray is urging people to think before pulling the trigger.
Never know who is on the other side of that bullet.
And this is where the analysis has to live. Taking Sharita's life after she exited her vehicle was excessive. Multiple gunshots, a drive-off. It was lethal force. But most observers have concluded that her response that night played a pivotal role in how it all unfolded. She escalated a car accident into an armed confrontation. She made threats. She waved a weapon. And once that line was crossed, the situation was no longer about a damaged bumper. It became survival versus survival. Sharita was not a reckless teenager. She was a seasoned social worker, a grown woman, a mother of two, someone who understood conflict resolution for a living, which is why the disappointment hits differently. More was expected. Her behavior in that moment, angry, reactive, dangerous, contradicted the professional discipline she practiced daily. And in the end, it cost her everything. As this case continues through investigation and potentially trial, unless plea deals reshape the narrative, her actions will likely play a central role. Defense attorneys may lean into self-defense arguments. Prosecutors will argue proportionality and intent. And somewhere in the legal tug-of-war, a family is left without their matriarch. The smarter move that night: get the license plate, exchange insurance, call the police, protect your peace and your pulse. Now Wisconsin is short one dynamic social worker. 2 children are without their mother. And a red Jaguar sits as a symbol of how quickly pride and impulse can override wisdom. Sharita Barber lived boldly. She worked hard. She showed up for others. But on one February night, a decision made in seconds reshaped multiple lives forever. May Sharita Barber rest in peace.
I send my loving condolences to the family wholeheartedly. I must say that, in our community, it's always said that you do not pull a weapon out and don't use it. With that being said, if anybody should be mad, you should be mad at the Jaguar dealer, because that little fender bender shouldn't have broke that back window. We spent all these money for these cars, and just that easy a window get busted. I think that would be showing us that Jaguar is not as luxury as it should may have been. And sister lost her life waving that pistol, waving that thing around, and probably had some young high heads in the car, and who knows what they were going through on their end at the particular time. So it's just a tragedy all the way around. I send my condolences to the family, and we gotta do better as a community together. Each one teach one. With that, on to the next one. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.
Say no, crack kids.